When an archetype is unnamed is when it is most dangerous. An archetype is a collection of behaviors and qualities seen and experienced together repetitively across cultures. So an archetype might be the hero archetype or the savior archetype. Savior is an archetype. Jesus is a symbol. The minute you give an archetype a face or an identity, it ceases being an archetype and is turned into a symbol. The divided woman is in every culture, and she exists everywhere. We often hear about the hero archetype. Take the hero's journey and find the elixir of life and bring it back to your people. And as a woman, it always seemed to come short because there was never this part that explained how women go through the world. Where is the part where someone treats me a little differently because I don't fit into a stereotype of what female behavior is supposed to look like? Where's that in the story? When we're little girls, we start to see that there's this archetypal thing happening. We don't know what to call it, we don't know what it is, we just know that there's a standard out there. We're expected to be like something, like be like our moms, or be like our aunts, or be like the high school girls, or be like the fourth grade girls. At that same time, we're starting to be put into a category. There are only two, and they become a track for us. The first one is the maiden in search of relationship. The Misor is the girly girl. She's the cheerleader. She's ever available. She's the pretty one. She's really good at relationships. She's good at having girlfriends. She's good at having guy friends. She's good at being married. She's good at having kids. She's good at making sure that she knows how to be out there in the world doing things that are relatable. Sexually attractive, but maybe not sexually available. She has all of the ingenue qualities. The other side is magical, isolated, powerful, and endangered, or mipe. The endangered part's really important because the Misor is protected and the mipe is not. The mipe is isolated by her intelligence, her magic, her power, and as a result, she is unprotected. The mipe characteristics are she is knowledgeable, she's powerful, she's not afraid of her body or her knowledge or her magical power or her ability to lead. Those things don't frighten her. She's happy embodying them. You have these two sides of the divided woman. It's always one or the other. And what happens is when you're a little girl, you're 8 years old, you're kind of set up for those tracks. And if you're not a Misor, you're gonna be a mipe. And if you're not a mipe, you're gonna be a Misor. You really don't get to have the benefit of both, except while you're a little bitty girl until you're about 10. And then once you're about 10 years old, you are put in a category. The downside of the category is that the other side gets ostracized. If you're a Misor, then you push that mipe away. You're like, I don't play with those girls. I'm gonna pretend I'm not smart. I'm gonna not be outgoing or athletic or play dumb with the boys. It's going to be that kind of engagement. Likewise, if you're a mipe, then you're going to be like, I don't like pink. I'm not going to hang out with the cheerleaders. I'm going to be with the boys if I have to and be in a band. I'm just smarter than those other girls. What happens is over the course of the time period, once you're in your 20s, usually that is fixed. And if you are going to reconcile it, you don't really get to until maybe you're in your 30s. If you start the reconciliation process, you're lucky and you can get to this idea of personal liberty or personal sovereignty where you can unite those two halves. It's really about having absolute control over your own identity. If you don't do that, if you don't get control of that and you get stuck at happily ever after, the story's over when you get married. And most women, at least in my generation, grew up with this idea that that's the goal, right? You're supposed to want that and never question it. But now we're growing past it. Real women want to live their personal lives of full autonomy. They want that identity of full embodied, transcendent, personal autonomy. They're becoming what I call the United Queen.